Trello! Trello is a project management tool used to organize tasks, collaborate with your team, track project progression, and plan events. For this guide, I'll be demonstrating the premium version of Trello, but not all features shown are exclusive to premium. Whenever a feature is only available with premium, this border will be applied. Also note that the Trello app and the Trello website are almost entirely interchangeable, aside from 4 major differences. The app has an exclusive offline mode, as well as widgets that help send reminders to your homepage. However, unlike the website, the app does not have proper power-up integration or automation, features we'll discuss later in this guide. Psst! Before we start, one more thing. Trello is great for managing daily tasks, preparing events, coordinating tasks, and tracking team deadlines and whatnot. However, Trello is not designed for extensive data analysis or extraneous document editing, so if that's what you're planning on using it for, I'd alternatively recommend using a shared Excel or Word document. Okay, well with that out of the way, let's start by setting up a new account. First, we'll need any capable browser. From there, we go to the search bar where we're going to visit Trello.com. Once we press enter, we'll be greeted by this homepage. Clicking on the Sign Up It's Free button will direct us to the Sign Up page. Here we can fill out our email. Then, after passing the tooltips, we'll be prompted to verify that email address by entering the code that was sent to our inbox. Note, you might have to check your spam or junk folders depending on your domain. Once we have verified our email address, we will be asked to enter our desired username and password. Pressing continue will bring us to our very first The board will be your little home base on Trello. Here you can collaborate with others, track overall progression, and organize your tasks. Clicking the Go to your first board button will create a board for you and present some tooltips that you are welcome to skip through. Along the bottom of your board are the tabs that you can use to toggle your panels on and off. The panels consist of your inbox, planner, and the board itself. Your inbox is an outlet to connect to foreign software. It acts as a Trello board-specific email that can receive inputs from many sources, such as phones, email, Microsoft Teams, Slack, and the Trello Google extension. The inbox will take the incoming input and automatically turn it into a card that you can label, rearrange, and edit. For example, if a group was collecting data for a two-sided controversy, they could make a social media post asking people to state their view and why in an email addressed to the Trello board. This way, the group could easily sort the opposing two sides into lists of automatically generated cards. Moving on to the much more robust panel, we have the Planner. The Planner is compatible with Google Calendar and Outlook, so if you already regularly schedule events and reminders on Google or Outlook, Trello can automatically transfer your work to the Planner panel. Unfortunately, this means you are required to have a Google or Outlook calendar in order to use the Planner feature. To connect your account, click the Connect an Account button. Then select your desired platform. You will then be prompted to enter the email and password of the account you want to connect to, before enabling the necessary permissions. Create cards directly in the planner to schedule meetings or track due dates. You can even drag cards directly from the board or inbox panels into the planner. If the card already has a date set on it, it will automatically move to the designated date and time in the planner. Enough foreshadowing. It's time to introduce the star of the show, the board panel. The board that's in our board. Anyway, the board panel is where most of your work in Trello will happen. Boards are made up of lists, and lists contain cards. Cards represent an individual task, idea, or event. Lists are commonly used to represent stages in a workflow, with a to-do, doing, or done, but they can alternatively be used to sort different sets of data or even different classes with homework assignments attached. To create a list, click Add Another List. Then give it a title and hit Enter. Once you have entered the name of the list, it will appear directly on the board. You can rearrange the list at any time by clicking and dragging them left or right. Inside each list are the cards that actually represent the tasks you need to complete. Things like create essay outline, draft introduction paragraph, or get assets for slide presentation. To create a card, click Add a Card under the desired list. Enter the name of the task and press Enter. Try keeping card titles short and clear. Detailed explanations can go inside the card. This makes your board easy to scan. Let's say you need to work on that essay outline, but you don't want to have to open Google Docs manually every time. Instead, we'll attach a link or the file itself to the card directly. Clicking on a card opens up a pop-up menu where you can add more detailed information, most notably a due date, description, files, links, and checklists. These tools help keep everything related to the card organized in one place. What's this? Oh, right, labels! Labels are another effective way to keep your board organized. Labels allow you to quickly scan your board and understand task status immediately. Click Labels and choose a color to categorize your cards. If you have trouble remembering the cards you assigned, or you have collaborators on your board, you can clearly mark the labels with text when you edit or create them. Going back to our chicken versus egg example, if these researchers found a common line of reasoning among responses, then their cards could share a common label to represent this at a glance. Finally, we have the Card Comments feature. If you're sharing a Trello board with other users, then the right side of the pop-up will have a section for other users to leave comments, reactions, replies, images, and attachments, as well as a space that shows the history of that card, shown with the Show Details button. Just like the lists, we can rearrange the cards however we like by clicking and dragging them between lists. For example, when you begin a task, move it from To Do to In Progress. When the task is finished, move it into Completed. This visual movement can be very encouraging and focus-orienting while deep in the trenches of a project, easily allowing you to break down a monstrous project into achievable goals. Now, I've mentioned sharing your board and collaborating with others a couple times by now. Let's talk about that. One of Trello's biggest strengths is collaboration. You can invite other people to join your board so everyone can contribute and track progress together. To invite collaborators, click the Share button in the top right corner of the board. Enter another person's email or Trello username, then click Send Invite. Please note that everyone invited will need to create a Trello account in order to join your board. By default, added members will be able to create and edit cards or lists, assign tasks, leave comments, and attach files. To change the permissions and settings of invited users, click the Share icon again and check under the Board Members tab. Furthermore, when collaborating, you can assign cards to specific team members. Open a card and then click the plus button under Members to select a member already added to the board. Once assigned, their profile icon will be displayed on the card so everyone can see who is responsible at a glance. Next up, Trello also includes a built-in automation tool that can cut out unnecessary work. The automation system operates on a set of rules you can create. Rules are constructed like a line of code. When X occurs, do Y. In other words, when a certain condition is met, Trello will automatically perform an action for you. Let's return to our previous example with the group of researchers using the inbox feature to collect information from both sides of the chicken versus egg argument. Having to manually sort countless responses into two separate lists wastes time and talent for these researchers chasing a deadline. Instead, they can use the automation tool to read the subject of the response and automatically move it to the corresponding list. Alright, on to the final feature we'll be discussing in this tutorial. We have power-ups. Power-ups are optional add-ons that extend Trello's functionality. They can connect Trello to other tools and add specialized features to your board. Most notably, Google Drive, Slack, GitHub, and OneDrive. To add one, click the electric plug icon in the top right, then browse the available integrations. But heads up, not all power-ups are created by Trello. Some are developed by third-party companies, which means they may behave differently than Trello's other tools, have confusing interfaces, reliability issues, and could potentially lead to the loss of some progress. So please use these power-ups with caution. Personally, I'd recommend starting with no power-ups and only branching out for them once you need them. One last little note before we wrap up here. If the premium features presented in this video really stood out to you as necessary for your workflow, Trello offers a free trial. This way you can test the premium features before committing to a subscription. If you only need the features for a small personal project or class assignment, the free version is usually more than enough. Please feel free to pause the video now to read through the plans or go to trello.com/pricing for more information. Now you know how to create an account, build boards and organize tasks, collaborate with others, automate tedious tasks, and use Trello power-ups. With these tools, you can begin organizing projects, managing tasks, and collaborating effortlessly with your team. For more help, visit a Trello guide at trello.com/guide. Thank you for watching. Now get organizing.